Yogis. This is Andie at Ridgely Retreat, and today we are going to do a class focusing on joint health and lymphatic drainage. These are important during these times we're living. So we're going to start in Sukhasana or any comfortable pose that's suitable for you. We're going to bring our hands to heart center, chin to chest. We're going to take a deep breath in through our nose. Let those lungs fill, and then longer exhale. Let that breath flow out. And again, deep breath in. Long exhale, let the shoulder blades glide down the back. This time, inhale up. Bring the thumbs to the palm. Let the four fingers go around the thumb. Exhale. Imagine the elbows reaching for a pocket. And again, find that pause. Exhale again. Find that pause again. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale up. Exhale back down. And again. And exhale. Bring that beautiful breath, bringing it all that fresh oxygen deeply in. Find that pause. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale. Exhale down. Beautiful. We're going to start with the feet today. We're going to come into Dandasana. And we're going to work on that right leg. We're going to cross it over. All right. And we're going to interlace the fingers between the toes. Getting that space open between the toes. And then we're just going to circle the foot around that ankle. Just go a couple times and then reverse it around. And just notice anything going on there. You might hear a couple little crackles. That's okay. And then, and then take your 2 fingers on your right hand and just kind of reach that space where that talus and tibia connect, and just get in there. That's a joint that's very important to allow us to get that synovial fluid healthy. Every time we inhale, we're bringing nutrients into those synovial joints. And then go ahead and unlace the fingers. Take the thumb behind the pinky, the 2 fingers in front, pulling that toe away from the metatarsals, away from the foot, and just circle. You're kind of rolling it actually back and forth. And then go to the 4th toe, and then the 3rd, and that's big little first toe. And then the big toe is going to be hard to roll, so we'll just kind of flex and extend it. All right, and then find your functional side of your foot with your thumb, the thumb and the fingers on the stability side, and just see if your foot moves nice and easily here. That's a good sign that everything's a-okay up there in that talus. Yeah, and then bring it back, and then cradle the leg under. Bring that leg up, and we'll go right into the hip. So we're just going to go back and forth and just see if we can get a little feeling of what's going on the right side of the hip. And then take it back down. Extend that right leg out. Take both hands to the right thigh. So your leg's not moving. You're just gently moving that leg. It should move nice and freely. Beautiful. Take another breath. And then exhale, bring that left leg up. And that's okay. So Ridgely's coming in to say hello. And then go ahead. Hi, Ridgely. So welcome to see you. Yes, we're going to stretch our toes. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to circle that foot around the ankle. Ridgely's always part of our yoga classes. We never know when he's coming in though. And then circle it the other way. All right, just let it go the other way. And then we're going to go ahead and reach for that pinky toe, pull it away from the foot, just giving it a little roll, and then go to that fourth toe, and then to the third. We're just going to check out my toes. Yep, they're healthy today. Go to that first toe, and then remember that big toe, you're just going to flex and point, and then circle the left foot around the ankle, and just notice if there's any difference. And then come back around. Beautiful. All right. And then we're going to take that foot, and we're going to just see if this movement is easily done here. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and cradle that foot. Just open, feeling that hip on that left side. All right. And then take the foot down. Beautiful. Now we're going to work on the knees. All right. So we're going to bring our hands behind us. We're just going to bend and extend that right leg. See what's going on. Is this the easier knee? Is it a little cranky today? Just take notice. Bring it down. Let's try the left. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. And then we're going to bring the legs in, back into your comfortable pose. We're going to inhale here at the top. We're going to exhale, lean to the right, and just feel the opening in that left hip. And then come all the way around on that exhale. Inhale on that right side as you lean to the left. And exhale again. Now just continue to round. Breathing in at the top. Long exhale as you round to the other side. And then just stay here a moment and go to the other side. Long exhale as you round. Deep breath in. Exhale. One more time as we round. Find that breath flowing in through the nose. And exhale. And just notice the difference on the sides. And then just place your hands below the knee and just round your back. Just get some space in that lower lumbar spine. And then just come up to neutral. And again, inhale and round. Exhale and neutral. All right. And then we're going to work a little bit with the wrist. We're going to circle the hand, that right hand, around the wrist. And go the other way. So, yeah, we have 13 major synovial joints we're working on. Ankles, knees, hips, wrist, elbow, shoulders, and then the spine is 13. Now we're going to take that whole forearm around the elbow, all right, and reverse it. All right, good. And then take the thumb behind, the forefingers behind, and just start to work on that shoulder. So when we inhale up, exhale around. Now if your shoulder, you have any issues with the shoulder, don't go all the way back. Just come out, down, and up and around. So I don't know everybody's obstacles today, so we will do what we can here. And remember, there's always modification. Make little tiny circles if the shoulder has any type of injury, and then reverse it back around. Now we're going to take that right arm up, and we're going to let the shoulder blade slide and glide up and down. So just see if that scapula can move that arm freely. So your arm's not moving, but your shoulder blade is, and all those muscles that attach to it wake up. And then take that right arm out, and just see if you can give it a little spin. Inhaling, exhaling. This is good for the synovial fluid in the joint. And then come back up. We're going to reach all the way over to the left, opening that right side. Thinking about that right side staying down, and then lifting up to come back over. All right? So we've got to go to the other side. We don't want to leave the left side out. So we're going to let that wrist circle around the hand, and then reverse it. Notice the difference in sides. Then take the forearm, circling around the elbow. Go the other way. And when you're home practicing this, if you need to spend more time in one of these asanas, please do. You can always refer back to the video. Bring the hand onto the shoulder. And again, inhale up, exhale around. Notice the difference in the sides. Remember that modification is just a smaller motion. And then let the elbow lead back. All right, good. And then take that left arm up. Let the shoulder blade glide up and down. And then take the arm out and just give it a nice little spin. See how that feels? That shoulder joint is very mobile, but it's not so great in the stability. So we want to take care of the shoulder, building the muscles that surround it. So we're going to come back up this time, left arm reaching up. Feel that stretch all the way down your arm to your hip. Everything is taut, nothing's slacked. Reach that arm back up. So we're going to go from side to side. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhaling, exhaling. This time when you take that right arm up, maybe your eyes follow that hand all the way around. So again, we're still working on, we're getting into the obliques, into that shoulder. One more time. Inhale, looking up. Exhaling down. Let's go ahead, take the left arm up. Reach it up and over. And come back. And this time, we're going to let the eyes follow that left hand as it comes all the way around. Nice little stretch there. It's like a big yawn as you come up. And remember again, everything is taut, everything is on, nothing's slacked. Bring both arms up and come back to your heart center. So we're going to continue on to table. So notice the angle of my hands to protect my wrist and my neck. And I'm just going to round my back. Round and then press the hips toward the heels. Walk your fingers forward. Let your knees splay out enough to get that forehead connected to the mat. Take a deep breath. And exhale. And follow that breath 3 more times in your child's pose, in your balasana. Inhaling. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale as you breathe deeply into the lungs. Exhale completely as you let those hips maybe reach back a little further, walking the fingers. Maybe you get another stretch. Imagine those armpits reaching for the mat. And then palms pull you back up. We're going to go ahead, take the right leg back. We're going to bring that knee into the chest. And exhale with a flexed foot. All right. Inhale, you can point the toes. Exhale, flex the foot. And then spinal twist. Take that leg and just cross it over. And then extend it out. All right. So take that left leg, cross it. And I may have said right, but now we're all on the same side. So this is my left leg. I'm going to extend it again. And then I'm going to bring it behind me and just bend and extend it to get the space behind the knee. We have pulses back there. We have ligaments. And then go ahead and bring that knee down to meet the right. And again, let your hips reach back. Arms forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come back up. All right, and now we're going to work on that right knee coming into the chest. Exhale back. And again, inhaling forward. Exhale, let that heel press back. One more time, deep breath in. And exhale, cross that right leg over the left. And then extend the leg out to the side. And 2 more times. So this is getting the ligaments down the spine to wake up. It's a nice spinal twist. Extend one more time. Take that leg behind, bend and extend it a couple times. Notice Notice the difference always on one side to the other. And then let's bring that leg down, and we're going to sit back into hero pose. So we're going to sit back, we're going to round the back, find that stretch from the knees up to the hips, and then we're going to sweep it up. Exhale, back down. And again, inhale, reaching up. Exhale as you let those arms reach up. So this next time when we come up, we're going to twist to the left. And then we're going to come back up and twist to the right. Let's try it again. Deep breath in. Exhale and open. And deep breath in. Exhale and open. And then sweep it all the way back down. So let's open the sides up a little more. We're going to bring both hands over to the right. Let that left hip bow out. And just stay there a moment. If the stretch starts to become maybe a little easier, take that left hand over the right. See how it feels. Deep breath in. Long exhale, and then walk the hands over to the left. So first just start with a nice stretch here. Notice that from that pinky finger on that right hand all the way to the hip. Nice long line. And then take that right hand over the left if you'd like. Inhaling. And exhale. And walk the hands back to the center. Back into your hero pose. And let's get ready to come up. Now, if you don't have a blanket, you could roll your mat. We always want to protect the knees. All right, you could roll. And let's take that right leg out into Parigasana, into gate pose. So we'll start by taking the left arm up and let that right arm slide down that leg. And then as we lift out of that left arm, we'll come back into it. Inhale. So maybe you're going to even look up at the left hand. All depends on how your neck feels. And back up. All right? And then just let the hips reach back. Hinge at the hip. Bring those arms to your mat. Take your left leg out and come back up. This time the left leg comes down. Right arm comes up. Reach that arm up and come back. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Let that breath flow deeply and way deep down into the lungs. Exhale, bring it back. Bring that left foot in. We're going to sit back into hero. And one more time, we're going to round the back. So if you'd like to stay here a little longer, but we're going to continue with our practice. And if during the day you felt like those hamstrings, quads, we always stretch the quads first, and then the hamstrings will loosen. It's an antagonistic kind of muscle. So stay here a little longer, and then when we continue with our practice, you'll notice how the hamstrings become a little more tolerable, okay? So we're going to go into table. Bring your hands to the mat, round your back. So to get into upward facing, downward facing dog, we're going to press the hands forward. We're going to curl the toes. Once the knees lift, that's your cue to lift your hips up to the sky. And then just walk that left and right heel toward the mat, not forcing that heel down, okay? And then what we'll do is take that right leg up to the ceiling and get ready to either take 2 or 3 steps, take a deep breath, exhale, bring that foot up. If you can't get the foot up all the way, you can reach back for the ankle and place it, and then bring the left to meet the right. So you're in Uttanasana. So when you come into Uttanasana, let your head release. Inhale, halfway up, bringing that head up with you to breathe. Exhale and flow back down. Again, inhale halfway up. Exhale and down. one more time. Inhale and exhale. Back up.
You're good.
Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, bring the legs distance apart, hinge at the hips again, and just lower those hands to the mat. Bring the left hand under your face and let the right arm sweep up. And then bring it slowly back down. Take the left hand, reach it up, and come back. From here, we're going to go into Malasana. So think about your knees angling toward your fourth toe, so they're on the stability side of the foot. Bring your hands into your heart center. If your heels will not go down, don't force them. Just take a deep breath in and exhale. And then let's just sit back on the mat. We are going to go up the wall. If you don't have a wall at home, you can still do these poses by just staying on your mat and just bringing the legs up. So I'm going to go over to the wall and show you how it is up the wall, but if you don't have a wall, you can do a lot of this without your wall. This is good for your lymphatic drainage. So the lymph system doesn't have a pump, so by us moving the parts of the body to get that lymph flow are very important, especially now to our health. So if you have a wall at home, your legs would extend out, your arm comes down, you kind of windmill the legs up, and then you do this little scooch in, get your back as close to the wall as you can. Bring your arms behind you. Take a deep breath in here. You're going to exhale, bringing your hands and knees down to the floor, knees towards your heart. Inhale again, sweep up. Exhale and down. And again, inhale and exhale. This time when you come up, go ahead, find your arms out to the side. You're in Baddha Konasana. The soles of the feet touch. Exhale, palms touch. Inhale, open. Exhale, come to center. And go about 3 more times. Inhaling out, exhaling in. So you can see that going up and down the wall will help. But if you don't have access to that wall, you can stay on your mat and you can still go ahead and find these poses to pump. So your arms come out, exhale. Either way is fine, all right? Your arms can go opposite the legs, or they can come into goddess arms, and then exhale, bring everything together. Inhale, let the heart open. Exhale, resist as you bring everything back. And again, inhale. And exhale, bring the legs up to the ceiling. If you're on the wall, let your right heel connect. Let your left leg start to come out. So that right hip stays down, the left leg is out, and then resist to come back in. And again, inhale. So you're working on the adductors. You're abducting out, and then you resist on that exhale back. So the adductors are part of your core. You want to ease out, and then the demand is bringing everything back within. You take the arm out too. Might as well use the arm. It's not doing anything. Exhale, bring it back. And again, inhale, ease. Exhale, demand. And then same thing, the left foot stays on that wall or in that air. Take that right leg out and resist coming back. If you'd like, you can take the arm out and then exhale back in. And just let it flow. And resist to bring it back. Let's take both legs out and both arms. Opening up the heart. Getting those legs to Come strong into the inner thighs. Exhale, bring everything back within. So let's flow with this. We're going to inhale and then we're going to exhale. This time, palms and heels lead out as we come into internal, external rotation. And this is great for the ankles, knees, and hips, wrist, elbow, shoulders. So heels lead out, palms lead out. Exhale, bring everything back in. Lower the knees. Take both knees over to the right. Go ahead and take that right arm and just rest that right arm. Maybe even press it on the leg if you need a little more power there to connect. Or let that right leg rest on your chest and the left arm is out. And you can look over to the left, taking a deep breath here. Let that top leg, just let it release onto the bottom leg. And if you'd like, you can extend the legs out to the side. This will give you a little more of a twist. Inhaling and exhaling. So it takes about 45 seconds at least to get all that connective tissue to release so the muscle can get stretched. So take your time here. This is something you could do easily during the day. All right, and then bend your knees. Bring the legs back to center. And then we'll take everything over to the other side. This time your knees go to the other side. The arms resting across. Looking to the left. Take a deep breath here. If you feel like you can get enough of a stretch and you want to just stay here, it's fine. If you extended your legs on the other side, extend your legs out this side. Take a deep breath. Fill up the lungs and then long exhale. Let that leg just be heavy onto that bottom leg. And one more time. And exhale. Bend the knees. Bring everything back to the center. And just think about letting the legs again splay out. Leave that right leg on the mat and just bend and extend the left leg. So we're working on that vastus muscle in the inner knee. So we're going to ease out and then resist bringing that back in. So the vastus muscles of the knee help keep that patella, that knee patella joint right where it should be. So remember that the muscles we create in yoga really help protect our joints. We're out and in. Bring that leg down. Go to the other side. This time, let that leg come out and back in. So we're working. Remember, you have vastus anterior, vastus medial, vastus anterior. So you have one, posterior. You have them on both sides. Big muscles, knee joints about that big. So yeah, we got to keep really good care of our knee. Take it out and then bring both feet together and just bring the legs up to the ceiling. All right, and then one more time, ease the legs open. Exhale, resist. Bend the knees. We're going to bring the forehead to the chest. We're going to inhale. We're going to exhale and roll all the way up. Okay, good to finish. So we're going to come in back into Dandasana. So let's come into Jari Sarsasana. And then go ahead and start to lift up out of the hips. Keep the chest open and just start to come down. Stay here for a moment. Notice the widening in the lumbar spine. Take the hands above or below the knee. Ease into it. Inhale halfway up. Exhale and lower. One more time. Inhale halfway up. Exhale. See if you can forward fold a little more. Maybe reaching for the ball of the foot. Remember, the lengths of the legs are going to matter. If someone has very long legs, they may just come below the knee. It all depends on the lengths of the bones. So you're going to reach forward. Once you find a place where you feel a good stretch, let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale and see if you can let go a little more. Maybe there's a little more space. Take another breath. And exhale. One more time, deep breath in. And again, if any of these poses really felt good, take your time to go to it during the day. Take time with it. Now, come back up. Let the head always lead you back up. And then switch sides. Left leg's out. Right foot comes into that thigh. Lift up out of the hips. Slowly come forward. So I feel a nice stretch in my lower back. Everybody's going to feel something different in yoga. Once I get here, I'm going to maybe start to lower a little more. Inhale halfway up. Exhale forward. And we never know how our body's going to be from day to day. So we just find our way. We find our body's way as we go into these poses. If you can reach further, take a breath in. Exhale. Again, that head is leading you down. You've got a slight little bend in the knees to protect them. We never want to lock the knees out. We always have a nice little bend there. And then again, inhale. And exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Let your head slowly guide you back up. And come back into your Sukhasana. So, I think we did a lot today. What I'd like you to do now is to come back to the ground. We're going to ease down. So we've got our feet on the mat. We're going to lower the body down. Bring the feet as close as you can into the glutes. Bring your palm down and just lift your hips up. And then take a breath here. Slowly lower the spine all in one unit. All right, and again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, and lower. Now this next time, we're going to bring the right foot toward the middle. We're going to bring that left leg up. So we're getting a little into the hamstrings. We're just going to bend and extend that left leg. All right, and then as we lower, we'll take that left leg and cross it over the right. If you would like to, you can bring that right leg up. Get a feel for how that hip is, and you can reach back and gently press onto the right leg. As you get here, you're going to flex and point that right foot. And just breathe deeply in through your nose. Long exhale. I'd like you to find 2 more breaths and see if you can release and let go. One more time, deep breath in. And long exhale. Bring that left leg up to meet the right. Lower both feet down. Palms are on the mat. One more time. Bring those heels closer into the hips. Lifting the hips up into your bridge pose. Feel that nice stretch. Hopefully you're feeling it in the quads. And then lower that spine down all in one unit to protect the lower back. Let's do that again. Pressing those hands. If you'd like, you can clasp the hands, pressing them towards your feet. Yes, and then lower down. This time, here comes the other leg. Bring it across. Extend one leg up. And again, go ahead and find a place behind your leg, gently pressing to open up that hip. Stay here, find 3 breaths. And exhale. Always find those pauses between the inhale and the exhale. One more time. And then lower down, bring both feet to the mat. And we're going to roll back up So our chin comes to the knees, our legs lift, and we come all the way back up. As we come into a forward fold, we bring our hands out and just see, kind of lean into that right side, lean into the left side. Maybe walk the hands a little further, and then round the back and come all the way back up. So our class today was on the lymphatic system and joint health. Tomorrow we'll practice on balance and maybe a little more grounding. So through this difficult time that we're living in, I'd like to read a little bit to you. This is an inspiration that I'd like to read before you head into your Shavasana. It's about change, and boy did that happen quickly. So change is not only inevitable, but always happening. When you truly embrace this concept of change being constant, the only thing left to do is to grow, detach, venture inwards, and touch the spirit and find your source. So the one responsible for keeping you grounded, and there was many things I did today that would help you find that grounding. Through the ever-changing seasons of life, we need to find grounding. So this is by Julie Wyland, and I love this inspiration because changes come, it seems, a little more often in the days we're living in. So it may be a mudra, it may be your meditation, it could be a certain asana that brings you a feeling of serenity and grounding. So I urge you, when you go through your practice daily, find that pose that brings you that feeling of connecting. Balasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana, maybe your Shavasana. But take your time to be with that pose. I wish you health. I wish you peace. And most of all, I wish you love. That light I have now in me honors the light in you. When we are in that place of light, trust, peace, and love, we are one. Namaste.